Welcome back to the Fuji Guys. My name is Francis. So today we are going to take a look at the brand new GFX 50R from Fujifilm. So if you want to know more, keep on watching. So the GFX 50R is basically a slimmed down version of the GFX 50S, and it is a rangefinder style camera. So as you can see, the viewfinder is on the left side of the camera. It is also lighter than the GFX 50S. It weighs about 775 grams versus 920 for the GFX 50S. So it is pretty much lighter, and as I said before, it is slimmer as well. So if you want a lower profile GFX camera, this is going to be it. It uses the GF lens mount, so all of the GF lenses will be compatible with this camera, and that includes 7 lenses as of today that covers from 18mm to 198mm in full frame equivalent. It is also weather sealed, so in a day like this where it's gray and you're not really sure if it's gonna rain or not, you can actually go out and shoot without having to worry about the rain or snowing or whatever, because the GFX system is fully sealed. So the GFX 50R uses the same sensor and processor as the GFX 50S, so it has the 51.4 megapixel sensor as well as the X Processor Pro, giving you 14 stops of dynamic range and getting access to the film simulations, which Fujifilm is very famous for. Adding to that, you get the color chrome effect, which can give you a nice pop to your images, and that really high resolution image as well. So the GFX 50R has 425 autofocusing points, which are contrast detection, and you can select the size of them. You have 6 different sizes which you can put your focus to, and if you really want to pinpoint your focus, you can make it really small to make sure you nail that focus. So the EVF is a 3.69 megapixel with a magnification of 0.77, making it really big and highly detailed to compose your pictures. And one nice addition is that the diopter adjustment on the side is now lockable, just like a crown on the watch. So you're not gonna accidentally, bump it and change the diopter adjustment on the camera. So if we look at the button layout, on top of the camera, we have our shutter speed dial, and then next to it we have our exposure compensation dial. Up front around the shutter button we have this command dial right here that rotates, that will be used primarily for ISO. And then we have 7 custom function buttons, the first one being the drive button, so you can change it to whatever you want. Up in the front we have another function button, and if we look at the back of the camera, we have 3 custom buttons that are not labeled, so you can assign them to whatever you want. And then as you can see, the focusing dial is in the back of the camera rather than on the front of the camera where it usually is. We have the joystick in the back, really useful for moving your focusing point around. And then we also have the Q menu right here. So if you're used to a DSLR kind of way of shooting by using dials to change your shutter speed and aperture, you can actually do that with the GFX 50R. You simply have to put the shutter speed dial to T and the aperture ring to C. That way you can actually control your aperture and shutter speed through the 2 command dials from the back and the front as well. So the GFX 50R has a 2-way tilt screen. It is also a touch screen that is 2.39 megapixel. You can do a couple of different things with that touchscreen. You can assign functions to it, so you can swipe right, left, up, and down to access different functions. You can also pinch to zoom or swipe through images when you're on the playback, but you can also move your focus point around if you would like, and you can touch to shoot as well. So if we take a look around the GFX 50R, on the right side we have a dual card slot, which are both UHS 2. Just up there we have a micro HDMI for recording to an external recorder, because the GFX 50R can shoot video at 1080. And if we look at the bottom, we do have an AC port and as well as USB-C connector. And then just left of that, we have the battery door right here. The GFX 50R uses the NPT125 battery, which is good for approximately 400 shots. And if we look on the left side, we have a port for a cable release. On the front of the camera, we do have a PC sync. If you would like to connect your flashes the old school way, you can connect it to the PC sync port in the front of the camera. So like all of our latest cameras, the GFX 50R features Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So what that allows you to do is basically, if you have your smartphone connected with the GFX 50R, you can geotag your images constantly with your phone. Other than that, you can remotely trigger your camera by using the Bluetooth trigger. So that's a constant connection between the camera and the phone. So just open up the app and it's already connected. Just open up the trigger and start shooting. Adding to that, the standard operations you can do with the Wi-Fi is transferring your images to your smartphone or actually remotely control the camera from your smartphone as well. Also, a lot of you guys will be happy to know that Capture One is going to support the GFX system really soon. So if you were looking to buy into the GFX system, but we're kind of holding back because Capture One wasn't supporting, well, again, you'll be happy to know that there's a version of Capture One Pro and Express that will be compatible with the GFX 50R. Alright, so this is going to be it for the first look of the GFX 50R. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you should have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. Please follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and until the next time, c'était Francis pour les Fuji Guys.